Sometimes I wonder back to the early 1900s when electricity became common in homes or telephones became common. How excited were the people to live in that time, to see that change? Now, of course, today we're like, yeah, okay, so it works. Now, take that excitement, which you should be having today about networking. Networking has changed considerably. Look, we've already paid our dues of managing multiple devices, switches, routers, firewalls, caching devices, and still often not really having a clear picture of what's going on the network. Those days are over. I'm going to explain to you some of those technologies today in a brief couple of minutes, and I'm going to give you an example of the passing ferry case. It's an actual real-world example of exactly how autonomous AI can truly help your networking environment. So stay tuned, and we're going to jump right to it. So the reality is that we don't want to be in this break-fix, hair-on-fire world that we've been living in for the last 20 years with networking. We have successfully collected insights of things that are going on within the networks. We've created dashboards to kind of help put lipstick on the pig just to make it look a little bit better so that we could see the switches and the routers and all of the equipment that we have. And honestly, we've been held hostage by companies that have just focused on it's got to be my way or the highway. Well, those days are over. And if you haven't started looking into how autonomous AI is changing the networking environment, give me a call. Ask me. I'm happy to help you and point you in the right direction because it is an exciting time for agentic AI autonomy. So what's going on? Well, we've taken all of these data insights that we have, millions of data insights. These are the events that are occurring, things that occur within the network. And then we've moved AI into this environment where we started with alerts, right? That IT teams could be proactive and we would provide actionable suggestions to IT teams. And now we've moved into kind of the final stage of the evolution of network intelligence, which is agentic AI autonomy. This is a stage where we resolve the issues automatically before anybody on the network, hopefully, even realizes that an issue is occurring. This automation is available today, and I strongly encourage you, if you have not seen it or explored it, to take the time to do that. But let's look at an example. Now, this is a real-world example. Of course, I'm keeping some of the information private for the customer, but this actually happened. There was this business that was close to a port, and on occasion, frequently, they would lose their Wi-Fi connectivity, and they just could not figure out why their networks continued to drop out. And of course, they were monitoring it, but they just could not. It was a ghost. They couldn't figure it out. Well, they put in agentic AI to monitor the Wi-Fi and dropped it into the environment. Within a very short period of time, the AI monitored which frequencies were dropping. And it came to the conclusion, as the picture illustrates, when boats come by, ships come by with their radar interferes with the Wi-Fi, changes the channel, and has the users drop off the Wi-Fi. I thought, wow, this is a great example of exactly how AI can help with the problem. So, what did it do? The AI figured out that this was the problem and then identified where those dropouts were and, of course, immediately changed things within the network to minimize the impact of passing boats or ferries through the harbor. This is a great example of how autonomous AI resolved a real-world incident, and there are hundreds of these that exist. So the impact, generally speaking, you're looking at about a 90% drop in your network trouble tickets when you implement AI within your environment. Imagine the cost savings or cost avoidance that will have within your environments. The network speeds, the deployments, and the speed itself, 25 to 50% faster, because the AI is finding the right path at the right time to do the right job. And then we have less visits if you're running a large enterprise with perhaps Wi-Fi in multiple sites that you'd have to travel to, 85% reduction in those store visits. Now, these are examples. These numbers are actually examples from real-world instances that have occurred. If you have any questions about how autonomous AI works, how it resolves issues within your network, please don't hesitate to contact me